Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So today we'll be solving November 2020 P2. We'll be doing the very first part of this. You have been supplied with the following source files. You work for Tawara Bus Company. Now it's very, very important that we always read the scenario. Okay. You can come up with problems if you don't read the scenario carefully. Obviously, it's one of the most important things. So if you ignore the scenario, at times even I do so, obviously you will not be doing the right way. So obviously, you have to take it very seriously. You work for the Wara Bus Company and will analyze data collected one day last week showing the time taken by each bus on each stage of the journey between Tawara and Montreza. Okay, so each bus on each stage. All buses leave Tawara and stop briefly at 12 places before leaving at Montrezi. So basically, if I open the sheet and show you something, now this is what we have. So we have the departure time over here, and you can see over here is that after every 20 minutes, we have these buses leaving. Okay. We have arrival time in the following places, and we'll be reaching here. Okay. So, and this is basically the expected time for this stage. So this stage will take this much time, this much time, this much time, right? So this is the time it will take to arrive here, and the next time it will take is this. So basically, from here till here, it will actually be 15.29 plus 7.20, and this will cumulative sum up has to be done. So you have to combine this plus this is equals to this. And for this value, we'll have is this plus this plus this is equals to this. Okay. So this is one of the most key point, important point over here. Obviously, in A-level IT, you have to read the scenario carefully. That's the way it goes. So let's start. I'll be briefly explain to you more. So merge cells D1 to AW1. So we'll merge cells A1 to, okay, let me begin. A1 to DW1. So I'll select A1 and I'll go to AW1 and we're going to merge this, right? Format the spreadsheet so that it's consistent throughout, and the left side of the spreadsheet looks like this. Okay. So, sorry, so it was D1. I didn't read it carefully. So here we go, D1, and it goes till here. Right, I'll make it left. I will change the background to black. I'll make the font color to white, bold, and here we go, something like this. And we have to make this like this as well. So I'll just take out some time, and here we go. I'm going to merge this, bold. I'm going to right click, go to the format cell, and wrap. I will make this in the center. I'm going to turn this way so that we have this way. Okay. 1 second. I'll leave it the way it was. It was basically left. One second, it was initially. So it has to be off. So I'll put some space. A bit more. and arrival, same way. Okay, arrival time has to be set up in this way, right? And I'll make it center. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, right. Now, once you're done with this, and this has to be center aligned as well. So you can see over here is just have to be very careful, make sure it's exactly the way they want it. Right. Okay. Insert appropriate formula and labels in row 18 to calculate the total expected time journey. So I want total expected time journey. So over here, you can see over here is I have total expected time journey. So expected journey time 18. So I need is the total expected time. So I can do it formatting my way. So this obviously will be, we have to use over here is sum. And this is the total of this particular value, right? Then we have to find out is in row 18, again, calculate the total journey time for each bus. So find the total journey time of each bus. No need of doing this. Right, I'll just send one. Right, and again, this will be the total of this actually. This is what we get. And obviously, I can replicate this from left to right so that I have this. Right, so we actually have this. Right. So done with this, and we're done with this, and we're done with this. Row 19 to calculate the arrival time for each bus. Row 19, we have to find the arrival time of each bus. So in row 19, I have to find the arrival time of each bus. So obviously, and this would be, obviously, arrival time will be this plus the departure time. This is going to be our arrival time, as you can see. Right. Okay. Once we're done with this part, here we go. Next time over here is in column AX to count for each place the number of times when the bus was later than expected. So in column X to count for each place the number of times the bus was late. Now, actually, like I discussed this before we calculate this, we will just get the right value for the first row, not for the rest of them. The reason why is because if we study this really deeply, as I told you before as well, okay, let me zoom in so that you can see. So this is the time when actually this is the arrival time. Okay, so it arrived at 15:29. Okay, so all these times are correct, but this is actually this time is for this this particular arrival time for this place. But actually, the arrival time of this would be this plus this. And if we talk about this particular place, the total arrival time, because the question over here says is the total. Okay, as you can see. So we have to find is over here time taken by each bus in each stage of the journey. So in order to find out the total time, we have to use is this way. Okay, so the number of times the bus was later than expected, right? So this is not the correct value. So how would we do this? Well, I can't directly do it over here. The best practice will be that I can simply somehow copy this into another sheet. I'll do that. So I'll just copy this. I will basically insert in the sheet. Okay, and I'll just place it here. All right. So this is what I have. No, in fact, I'll do it again. I'll copy the entire thing. And we'll simply place it here. This is what we have. Now, like I told you, only the first values are correct. So I'm going to remove this. And like I said, that what we'll do is, if I want to find the total, what I'll do is, I'll say is equals to this value plus I'm going to add is this. So this plus this will give me 22. Yes. And obviously, if I replicate this down, I will obviously have is this plus whatever was in the previous value, as you can see, this plus this is going to give me this. So obviously, I have to add the total from the starting journey, because the question I repeat over here is, if you concentrate, all buses leave Tawara and stop briefly at 12 places before arriving at Montreza. Okay, so at each stage, right? So this is important thing that we have to consider only in this scenario. Okay, so that's what we've done over here. So now we get this, and the same way, obviously, this is the first row is correct, not the rest of them. So what we'll do is we will simply do the same thing over here. So I'll have is equals to this plus we'll simply add is this. So here we go. I get this and replicate this down, right? And then we can simply replicate this all the way. So automatically I'll get all the values, as you can see, right? Now, what we can do is, if I want the total, I can get the total value over here. So for that, which means I just want to count. This particular part now can be done. So for in column AX, to count for each place the number of times the bus was later than expected. So now let's see, I can use over here is equals to count F, right? That's my range. Comma, and we'll use over here is greater than, and since it's a cell reference and it's time, so we will simply say over here is greater than B4. So we get is 37, and if I replicate this down, we get the following values. Okay, so these are the values we have. Now, what we'll simply do is, I will directly come here and I will say this is equal to this. I could simply copy paste as well, but I will do this. So I get these values. Okay, now let's do ahead. So we've done this one. Okay, for each stage of this journey, use conditional format to display the content of the cell. White text on a red background, or if this stage took longer than expected. Okay, so right, so we'll just talk about this particular stage over here, this one, okay? And I'll use conditional formatting and I'll say over here is more rules, this one, and I will say if, no, again, I don't have to make it complicated. I'll say if it's greater than this particular value, then we will custom format with this red and the font will be white. Okay, there we go. But remember one thing, the important thing over here is that I have to make sure that I will be making just be static, not 4, okay? Because I need to replicate it downwards as well afterwards. Then I have to do it if it's equal to this, it will be black and yellow background. So it will be yellow background and the font is black. Okay, again, you have to be very careful which cell is absolute and which cell is relative. I repeat again, be very careful about cell referencing if it's correct or not. Okay, that seems to be a very, very important point. Okay, be vigilant about it, be attentive. Okay, then we have is dark blue text on light blue background. If it's obviously less than. So if it's less than, we will have is fill needs to be green. Okay, it's green, that's green, light green. And it needs to be, there we go. Done, there we go. And did I get the cell reference? Okay, so okay. Sorry, I need to check this again. So more rules. Determine. No, I just need to check the set. Actually, somehow manage rules. Okay, this was correct, and all I had to do was, yeah, this one. Sorry. So this one basically less than. Right. This is what we have. Okay. So what we'll do is now, obviously, we can't copy paste this. So what we'll simply do is we can use this format painter. It's a very, very smart tool for replicating conditional formatting downwards. So all I'll do is I'll click on this. But remember, all the row where the conditional formatting is applied, that needs to be selected. Then I will replicate this to where I can. This is the reason why we were very much sure that our 4 is relative and B is absolute. So this is how it is replicated. So we've done this with point. Okay, hopefully. Insert a formula in cell D20 to calculate for all the stages of the bus, the percentage of stage when the bus was later than expected, include an appropriate label for the cell. Okay, so what we have to do is we will be using over here is, okay, let me begin. Insert in cell D20 and cell D20 over here. Okay. For all the stages of all the buses, the percent of stage when the bus was later than expected. Okay. So it's very simple. All we have to do is equals to, I need to find is the sum. Oh, is the sum of all of these. Okay. So this through this I get the sum, and I will be dividing this. Oh, my keyboard doesn't work. I will be dividing this by what? Count, and I'm going to count all of the cells. Obviously, that's how we will calculate the percentage. Okay, the total value at divide by, right? So we get, obviously we're getting the value in time. So just going to format, and you format this into a percentage value. Decimal places, did they mention or not? I don't know. So I'll just press OK. Did they mention decimal places? They didn't mention decimal places, so it's fine. Okay, that's percentage done, right? Apply for formatting, place units and number in the spreadsheet. Create an identical spreadsheet, right? Now the rest of the part is quite the same. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the rest of the part is quite the same. Hopefully you can try doing this yourself. If you can't, please leave a comment where I can help you out. So you can try doing it yourself. Let it be a task. Okay, leave a comment. If you can't, I will be solving it again for you. Okay, thank you.